The Iowa Hawkeyes finally getting some significantly good offseason news as it relates to Iowa basketball. Kris Murray announcing his return to the Hawkeyes on the June 1 deadline. We'll get to the news in a moment and what it means for the Hawkeyes, including my projected starting five for this coming 22-23 year. But first, a reminder to like and subscribe to the video. Please hear it from the Hawkeye of the Storm. Give it a thumbs up. It helps us in the algorithm, helps us to continue to grow and get these videos out there, and helps me produce more content. Also want to thank our sponsor, Ascent Nutrition, owned by a former U of I graduate, Lance Shuttler, doing tremendous work with Ascent Nutrition. Order your mycotoxin and mold-free coffee today. This stuff is clean. It is smooth, great coffee. No pesticides are used on the beans grown down in Guatemala, but roasted right here in the U.S. Again, it's Ascent Nutrition. Visit goascentnutrition.com. So appreciate Ascent Nutrition for sponsoring the video. And what news today, as we knew this was going to come, we knew this decision would be looming. Kris Murray announcing through Twitter that he would be returning to play his junior year at the University of Iowa, and there had been speculation each way on this for quite some time. I have felt pretty good about this for the majority of the process. We know he turned down an invite to the NBA Combine, which could have meant that he had a guarantee somewhere. But I think Kris Murray's making the right decision. Certainly, any decision would have been good. I know people are going to use, scouts are going to use his age against him, given the fact that he is the same age as his brother. We've already heard NBA scouts or NBA people talking about his age. And you think the kid just a sophomore in college, how could his age be used against him? Remember, he reclassified, played a year down in Florida at an academy. So, you know, the NBA is super vigilant, hyper vigilant on making sure they have young guys. But Kris Murray has got so much potential here, and it's great to have him back as a Hawkeye. He's going to have an opportunity to have this as his team. This is his team. Bohannon's gone. Keegan Murray's gone. Joe Toussaint's gone. Of course, Joe wasn't a huge factor offensively. But Chris's three-point shot is something that no doubt appeals to the big wigs in the NBA. But his ability to attack the rim certainly going to have to improve. But boy, what a great example. His brother really improved throughout the year, not only during the offseason, but throughout the year. I have no reason to think that Kris Murray won't take a huge jump. My guess is that the consistency of his three-point shot will get better. He's got a great stroke to work with. Again, his ability to attack the rim, my guess is you'll see him posting up a little bit more this coming year. We did see Kenyon Murray responding to somebody on Twitter this afternoon, speculating that he could be a 5 in a kind of a small ball lineup. We saw Kris doing that this year, given Iowa's inexperience, losing Luka Garza and inexperience at that 5 position. And Kenyon's response basically was Kris Murray will not be playing the 5. So my guess is those conversations have been a part of the decision-making process. I'm not saying it's the main criteria, but we know that Josh Ogundele pulled out of the transfer portal, will be returning to Iowa. Where will his stamina and his physical health be? We don't know. You hope he's fit. He's ready to go. Certainly showed flashes last year. Riley Mulvey was supposed to be a high school senior last year, got here early, reclassified up. And so, you know, you'd expect him to progress, and they get Filip Rebraca back. I know Iowa has swung and missed in the transfer portal. I get that. But they've got bodies. That's the important thing. If they can get these guys developed, they've got bodies. They would not have offered Ogundele and Mulvey scholarships had they not thought that those guys could eventually be centers in the Big Ten Conference. So where will Kris Murray play the majority of his senior year? My guess is he'll play mostly at the 4, but you may see him at the 3 a bit. I think the key this year, kind of an early look at this team, is going to be flexibility. You get a point guard in Desante Bowen, who might be able to stretch the floor better than an Aaron Ulis. Aaron's going to have to improve that three-point shot. But let me kind of, first of all, show you my starting 5, my projected starting 5 for the Iowa Hawkeyes. This is what I'm looking at right now. I think you get Aaron Ulis at the 1. You've got Tony Perkins at the 2. Patrick McCaffrey at the 3, Kris Murray at the 4, Filip Rebraca at the 5. Now, that's kind of the easy one, right? That's the one I think most people are going to expect. But here's my dark horse starting lineup. And I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but I think we may see lineups like this at times. I could be way off, but here's what I'm projecting. Tony Perkins actually at the 1 at times. You get Peyton Sandfort in there at the 2. You've got Patrick McCaffrey at the 3. Kris Murray at the 4, and then either Rebraca, Mulvey, or Ogundele at that 5 spot. So it's a bigger lineup. It's a longer, much longer lineup. And I do think, I've talked about this before, I do think Tony Perkins, for his skill set, would actually be a pretty darn good point guard. And I know they got Desante Bowen coming in. Some people think he's going to play right away. I'm not in any way implying that Tony Perkins is going to be Iowa's starting point guard moving forward, but I do think this lineup could be effective, and I would not be surprised to see Iowa using it. They've got less three-point shooting, returning with losing Bohannon. Certainly getting Kris back is huge. We forget how great Keegan Murray was, made 8 threes against Indiana in the Big Ten tournament at the end of the year, how great he became from behind the three-point arc. So you're going to lose some of that. Peyton Sandfort's going to have to play a lot. You may see Sandfort play starting minutes at some point, and we'll see his progression. Can he develop kind of like Wieskamp did from one year to the next? Can he do that? Can he make that jump? That's going to be key. But Kris Murray returning, that's the foundation. Iowa fans can kind of breathe a little bit, just relax. I know it's been tough with the NIL struggles and not being able to get a big man in the portal. You know, we've got some other decisions looming from other players today. Some announcements have been made about players taking their name out of the draft in addition to Kris Murray. So maybe Iowa goes after somebody. Does Keon Brooks is there any substance there? I've not heard anything on the Iowa Keon Brooks front. So we'll wait and see. But Courtney Eldridge spoke with the media a few weeks ago, made it clear that Iowa would be willing to pursue guys in the transfer portal once this deadline passed, depending on who withdrew. And I don't really have any strong connections, any names that had strong connections to Iowa that I'm aware of, but wouldn't be shocked to see that happen. But if they don't, if they swing and miss in the portal, with Kris Murray back, again, you can at least breathe, and you just now hope, you kind of cross those fingers and hope that a Gundele or a Mulvey can develop, because I don't think you want to play Rebraca all year at the 5. And if Kris Murray's not going to be relieving him at the 5, then somebody's got to develop. Somebody's got to jump in there. Appreciate you joining me for another edition of the show. A reminder to please like and subscribe. Hear it from the Hawkeye of the Storm. Thank you for being here. And I promise we're not gone. We're going to be here talking Iowa sports throughout the month of June as we hit June 1st here and beyond. So subscribe here, turn notifications on, and we will talk to you soon.